Dear friends, good evening. I am Stelios Halkias, Grandmaster from Greece. I'm here to record a set of videos on chess tactics again, some tactical interesting positions that we want to see. Together with my friend Angelos Kesaris, we are going to create these new videos on tactical themes, and I think they're going to prove very educative and very interesting for you. There are different themes every time, and our today's theme is about destroying the opponent's defense, something very, very important in the tactical procedure. So we're starting right away. Here I have an old game of me. It's back on 1996, but the ideas are really very beautiful. I wanted to show you from the beginning, so it's a typical Queen's Gambit, which is always very popular. It's a very classical variation after bishop takes c4. It would be called like the Capablanca variation. Capablanca used this move to equalize the position in the famous match on 32, Aliehin Capablanca. He used this many, many times, and the variation got his name. After knight d5, a set of pieces is exchanged, so black's position gets more, gets more space and more freedom. Aliehin at all costs wants to avoid the many exchanges of pieces, so he plays knight e4. That's a very good move, and that's what I used. I tried to play this game in Aliehin's style. Of course, you cannot imitate such great masters, but you can try. I tried my best, and I created, I think, a nice game. After knight e4, knight to b6, bishop to b3, and e5. Black is playing correct moves, solid but correct moves, and I'm going for rook c1. I have some small space advantage, white is a bit better. h6, queen d3, knight to d5, and knight to g3. This knight is ready to jump on f5, and after rook e8 with a very fine move e4, I'm taking space, I'm taking the f5 square, I'm having lots of interesting ideas. Black goes knight b4 and queen c3. If you see all the pieces here, my pieces from the bishop from a3, the queen on c3, they're all heading towards the black king. After e d4, knight to d4, and the move g6 from black, white has a very, very good plan, a very good idea of how to destroy the opponent's defense in this position. First, I'm bringing all the pieces, all the pieces, rook f to e1, and after a5, here comes a very strong move, a thunder. Please try to find white's winning move here. And you guessed correctly, it's this amazing move, this sacrifice, knight d to f5, and it kills, it destroys the opponent's defensive setup. We have to tell again that the setup was not correctly built. There is no harmony, there is no correct development by black. That's why some great moves like this are winning. If black takes, I want you to continue to find properly, to finish properly this combination. I'm happy for whom decided to play ef5 here and not knight f5. Knight f5 just looks good, but queen f6 is just fine for black. ef5 is the great move. A great move ef5, and after queen f8, I'm changing the rooks. Rook to e1, and after queen f8, knight h5, and mate is inevitable. There is a very, very strong move coming next. Rook to e8. Black can do nothing about it. That's very, very important to understand. Black can do nothing about rook coming to e8 and creating this amazing threat. Let's try some moves like this. Rook to e8. You take it. Queen g7 mate. This is a very nice combination, a very nice game, but we slowly build all the setup. We slowly bring our pieces. And always, please remember, everything comes from harmony of the pieces. There is harmony in the white pieces. There is not harmony in black's development. So let's go see the game. This was a great combination. Of course, black understood and he didn't accept. He played just queen f8, but after this we're so much better. Look at the harmony of the white rooks, the knights, the bishop, the queen. Everything is going much, much better for white. After a4, I played a nice move, bishop to f7, and the game is finished. If you take with the queen, you lose your queen after this double check. And my opponent took with the king, knight to d6 check, and he resigned. White takes everything. The rook on e8, the knight on b4, everything is his. He already has a pawn. Totally winning position. That's our first game. I think it's impressive how white kills the black position, how white destroys the black position. Let's move on to the next game.
Tactics is one of the most, if not the most important part of the games. Your plan could be successful if you use the tactics correctly, and the tactics can be accelerator to your plan. With Grandmaster Stelios Halkias, we created this amazing chess course here on tactics and calculation, and you can read the description. We have a lot of lessons and 100 exercises there. If you follow the blog post, then you can read more about Stelios' life. You are welcome to click the link below the video and learn more.
The next game is with my dear friend Grandmaster Mikhail Michedishvili. He's a great player. We were kids back then, and the position is the same. We are playing the same position that we just saw in the previous game. After d4, bishop c4, and knight d5, as you see today, we have lots of queen's gambit in our games. After dc4 and knight d5, we have the same position. But Mikhail decided to play h6 here. It's an okay move. Bishop h4 and dc4. And after the move that I played, bishop takes c4, b5 was appropriate. b5 is the correct move. After knight d5, as he played, white takes advantage of the h6 move, and he keeps his bishop. He keeps the extra piece. Why is that? What is the strategic rule? You see, although we have here a video about talking about tactics and showing tactical ideas, it's very important to build the positional, the strategical foundation of the position. You cannot have tactics without strategy and vice versa. It's very, very important to understand the idea. What's the rule on exchanges? The guy with more space, the player with more space doesn't exchange pieces. The guy who has more space don't exchange pieces. So I should keep my pieces. I should try to attack. Bishop g3 is a proper move. It's a correct move. I think this game was included in a famous book about d4 from Lars Sandorf, and it was very nice for me that a very prestigious writer got my game and wrote about it. I think the game is ideal for us to understand some typical queen's gambit positions and some attacking positions. After bishop to g3, my opponent exchanged. I take here. b6. We take the center. We are building slowly. Bishop to b7, rook to e1. If you see, slowly white is building his position and bringing his pieces in the center with harmony. Queen to c2. There were other squares like queen to e2, but I want slowly to see h7. Slowly. Rook to e8, rook a d1. White is better. He has more harmonious development. And after this move, I'm playing a very, very important move here. A positional and tactical aggressive idea. What white wants to do here in this position? Please take your time, think, and find the idea. Excellent idea for white to regroup one of his pieces. a4 seems like taking some space or stopping b5, but that's not the deep idea behind it. The idea is bishop to a2 and bishop to b1. I want to look at h7. I want to give some mate there. Bishop to a2, a very important move. b5, bishop to b1. We don't care about anything else. Our eyes are set on the king side, on the black king. Now we're talking. Now there are some serious ideas here for white. Black had to play knight f8. It was the only defensive move. White has a better position, but here it's a position that we will fight. Black is still in the game after knight f8. but black played a mistake, a6, and after a6 it came a very important blow from white, a very important move from white. White to play and get a very serious advantage. What would you play here? It's very important to think properly, to find the idea. And yes, not e5 here. e5 is nothing special. After e5, knight to f8. And here, black defends, although he's in a worse position. But the great move, d5. The pawn break in the center. Very, very important, very correct time to make this pawn break. d5 after d6. And black doesn't have the time to take this pawn twice, because I'm giving mate like this. Queen h7, queen h8. So what black is supposed to do? After d5 taking, trying to make a defense with the knight f8, I want you to find how white wins here. It's easy. Yes, very nice. d6, and no matter which move, d7, taking the knight away from the defense of the h7 square. d7 with a double threat. Black is forced to take here. Check, check, and mate. That's all very impressive. As you see, always the final ideas lead to attack, to mate, and all this, but it's very nice and important for you to take your time to understand how these ideas are built. So after d5, black is in a terrible position. His only move was knight f8, as he played. d6, we have a great pawn here, huge attack, much better position. Bishop d8. We could play positionally. After e5 we are winning, but I really liked this idea what I played. Knight to e5. I'm threatening d7, and after knight d7, once more destroying the opponent's defenses. Knight takes f7. Here, e5. I'm going for queen g6, queen h7. The only move for black, knight f8. For a moment it looks like he defended. Still another great pawn move, killing black's defenses, destroying black's defenses as our thematic. d7 here. Black takes, queen g6 check, and queen h7. A very elegant move, bringing the bishop on g6, suffocating black, mating him. After this, bishop to g6, and black is getting mated. Queen h8, bishop h4 ideas. There is absolutely nothing. Black is mated very soon. My opponent resigned the game. I think it's a very interesting game and very, very beautiful ideas to see. This was our second game, and we finally go to our third game and last game for this video. We have the game I'm playing against Master Vasilis Dimitris, and we are having a Slav with c5, a Chebanenko Slav, and the game was on. I want to show that later on there is a very beautiful idea here by white, sacrificing a pawn and playing just castles here. The opening is not important for our video. We want to see the middle game ideas, and we want to see the ideas of how we are going to press black, not to leave him defend properly, not to leave him even castle in this game. So black is taking on c3, bishop takes f5, and after e6, my idea was to simply play an endgame. That was my original idea. After queen c2, let's say, here, although I'm a pawn down, you can easily see that after bishop a4, white has lots of attack, in the position. He's pressing the c6 pawn. That's serious stuff over here. Serious stuff. Queen c2, bishop b4, and rook fc1. I'm still pressing for getting this small advantage in the endgame, but Dimitris decides that he will not go for the endgame and he will go here. It looked at the moment like a sensible choice, because if I move my bishop, then he castles, he's a pawn up. If I take on c6, he castles, and it looks like black equalized. There is no problem at all. These are very, very critical moments. I want you to see the position carefully. We cannot let black castle and go on easily with his defensive plans and, having no problems. We have to do something this very moment. Of course, everybody understands that this was seen from before. This was planned and, calculated from before. There is a great move, bishop takes e6, destroying completely the opponent's defense. Bishop takes e6, f takes e6, and queen g6 check. Here, an experienced player knows that although we are material down, black's insecure king position can bring very, very good results to white's attack. Black plays king d8. I think this was a small mistake. I think king f8 was a bit better. I'm going for rook takes c6. Now I have multiple plans. Rook a c1, rook takes c6, queen g7, knight e5. Actually, I went with knight e5 after rook c8. I went with this beautiful move, and black collapsed in a very complicated position. I think black's defense here is extremely difficult. In this very complicated position, my opponent played knight takes e5. I took on c8 nicely, intermediate move, d5, and after knight d7, queen takes e6. I want to show you that there are no moves anymore for black because his king's position is terrible. Next moves, queen takes d5, queen c6, e6, rook b1, rook c1, rook d1, whatever. I mean, like, every piece is working. His pieces are not well coordinated, terribly coordinated. He's in huge trouble. Black played queen c3, hitting my rook. I play rook b1. And after g5, bishop g3, queen c4, I leave you to find the final blow and the final attack, white to play and win. It's very, very important, and it's very nice to see how we all the time talk about this thematic, killing the opponent's defense. So what do you think? So cheers to the guys who find it correctly, and cheers to all of us that we're here to learn these basic ideas. So, rook takes b4, queen takes b4, queen c6, and e6, and the position is completely winning. Black can't survive. I'm showing a very funny variation. After this, I played check, and my opponent had to resign. Queen f7, queen f6 is coming as minimum. After knight to f6, I can play check, check, check here, and we're absolutely taking every piece on the board. White won the game. It's a very beautiful game. Mostly it's important for you to focus on the ideas. It's also very important not to forget to focus on the preparation of the ideas. Pieces harmony, correct development, things like this, correct piece placement. These are very, very important things. I'm Grandmaster Stelios Halkias. It was very nice to have you with me. Please stay tuned for my next video. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.